more popular, as his YouTube got more popular, more people started coming, and then Cam opened up UbNub, and that just exploded because he put a video on his site, or on his YouTube, and so that that flooded with people. I remember I was a global moderator on RuneGamer, and then was when Cam came to me and asked if I wanted to be a part of UbNub when we were first doing it, and I helped him, or a couple of us, we helped just write the, do the actual coding of the site. I was writing the forum stuff and setting up the forum, and we opened, and I remember the first couple days we ended up with like 4,000 or 5,000 users, and it was just spam everywhere. It was impossible to... yeah, we crashed the site like literally the first day, and then he upgraded, and then we crashed it again, upgraded. So that was like the UbNub was like the epitome of what not to do when starting a site, because he had I don't remember how many subscribers he had at the time. I think he was around 40. It was right before he overtook Dave in subscribers, and he was the TehNoob World channel was growing exponentially fast after Ninja and TehNoobShow originally got locked, whatever you call it, closed. The accounts got closed on YouTube, so he was gaining subscribers ridiculously fast, and he just put up the video saying, UbNub, come on, blah blah blah. So we just it got thousands of views, and almost every single person who watched it came on. So it was awful. Like RuneGamer, we were a small, quiet forum with new people joining, every day, maybe like maybe five a day, if that, and getting one regular person logging on every day, like every week. So it was growing very slowly, and it was very nice. And then I remember, I think it was about 4 or 5 months before Evil Chicken came out. Fanticurs, I think, no, Marty wasn't working on it, I don't think. But I know RJ, and then Alec. I think Noki would remember Alec. Yeah, okay, Marty, yeah. They had already brought Alec, RJ, and Marty on to work on the actual site. And then Dave came and got me to work on the forum and setting up all the user accounts. That's really always what I ended up doing, setting up for the administrators, and Dave wanted me to be the other admin, so it would have been me, RJ, Dave, and Cam. So we were the 4 or 5? We were the admins, and so we started setting all the shit up and getting all the the site set up, and coming up with ideas. I know me and Dave brainstormed for freaking hours about the videos page. We worked on all kinds of different concepts and stuff we could do, because we wanted it to be notable. We wanted it to be a main section of the site, not just the forum like UbNub and RuneGamer had been. I never even went to RuneGamer.com. I always had the forum bookmarked and just always went straight there, because that was the only important part. So we really wanted to have another section of the site be notable and have high traffic, so because that's twice as much ad revenue if you have 2 different sections constant.
Exactly.
So we worked on that forever, did that, and it was very very planned out. We took several months getting everything worked out, everything fixed, and then we finally are ready for the grand opening after all this time. And I think we're using the dedicated server that we had just purchased from at the end of RuneGamer's life, and that's the one we were using for Evil Chicken. And so on the same day, they both put up videos, and I think Cam was up to like 70 or 80,000 subscribers then, and then Dave was probably around 45 or 50. And on the same day, they both put up a video saying the new website has been released, and we had been, a bunch of us had been putting up the image of the Evil Chicken. I think, Noki, you were part of that. You were on by then. We had like the picture of the Evil Chicken as our profile pic, you know,
yeah,
all over the place,
videos
just
start coming
building
out.
up that hype and stuff like this. Yeah. And so we had been doing that for, I think we did it for like 3 weeks or 2 weeks or something like that, building up to when we were opening it. And we finally decided we were going to open it on this date. And so they both put up the videos. They both redirect Ubnub and RuneGamer both to Evil Chicken, and then get all the admins. We're all able to, you know, clear the schedule, whatever, to be able to be on there. Pretty much have an admin on 24/7 for the first like couple days to like the first week, and then all the moderators we had I think we had 21 mods that we had brought. We had spent a while picking the mods from RuneGamer and Evil Chicken, or Ubnub, who were going to be coming over. And I think it was like me and RJ were the only mods from Ubnub who were going to be on, who were even part of the Evil Chicken staff. And then RuneGamer, we had a bunch. So, yeah, we had a huge team, a huge staff who were going to be moderating, and I had set up all the different forums and sub-forums and gotten everything fixed and written all the rules for each of them and gotten the, you know, the pin topics and all that shit sorted out in the few weeks before. And then in the first, like, 3 hours, the site crashes because we have, I think we had, like, 5,000 new users in the first day or two. It was ridiculous.
That's crazy.
It was just so much. It was so much traffic, and the server just could not handle it and just crashed. So like the first couple hours were already, and it was ridiculously slow for the first few hours when it was still up. When you could still connect, everything was just crawling, and then it crashed. And then they were pretty good. I think it was Marty and Alec got it right back up and got it back up running, and it still took about 2 days though for the for it to be going normally. It was loading quickly and everything, and I think by the end of like the third or fourth day we had like 8,000 users, so that was ridiculous. The spam wasn't as bad as Ubnub was, because on Ubnub it was pretty much me and one of the other global moderators who were doing everything. And there just wasn't enough, that we just couldn't do enough. There were so many forums and sub-forums that the setup was not very ideal to moderate. It was just set up to where there was a lot of things you could do, so it just made it hard. But Evil Chicken was set up nice, we had enough people, and we kept the spam down. But yeah, the crashing just was not the ideal opening. And then a lot of the users, I think we only brought over like 2,000, maybe 1,000 RuneGamer users, and literally like 7,000 or 8,000 of them were from Ubnub. And you know, the average IQ and maturity level of the, you know, average Ubnub was I mean, I sound stupid, I feel stupid just saying that word. It's just, it was pretty unequal in the amount of intelligent conversation going on.
That's why a lot of people from RuneGaming didn't want to come over, because of that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So like the very hardcore, I guess, the very dedicated and intelligent and conversation driving users we had didn't want to even sign in and post, because we had such a high volume of just unintelligent like crap. Yeah, just the posts, like not even if you cut out all the like double posting and the reposting of threads, and just like actually looked at like a good thread where people were talking, the things people were saying and like the spelling and grammar was just atrocious. So it was just a turn off for a lot of the more
I remember deleting like 100
people.
plus a day.
Yeah, it took. It was brutal.
I sweat so much these days, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't even. I wouldn't even. I'm sure that if you were to somehow get an accurate poll of Cam's user base, or his fan base rather, it would be fairly young. But it wasn't even the fact that they were young. It was just they were acting so stupid. Like, I wouldn't care if we had 1,000 or 5,000, 13-year-olds users. If they just act like a normal 13-year-old and not like an 8-year-old, I'd be fine. But,
well, you know where it comes from, right? It's pretty much what you put out there and portray yourself as. That's the fans that you generate. And most of his videos are, about comical and like the whole humor based.
Yeah, yeah. I remember there were lots of discussions on UbNub and then on EC about the fact that Bob, the character of TehNoobShow and Bob, and how people seem to then equate that to Cam, and that he
is
acted like that. Like, they didn't seem to, they didn't seem to realize it was supposed to be making fun of people like that. And then his fan base was made up of a lot of people like that, so there's just, but, more power to him. He can turn such idiotic behavior into something so popular, so, yeah.
There's a lot of idiots in this game.
It was, yeah,
I still think it's crazy.
Fun couple years.
The Noob Show, Cam, whatever you call him, was actually the one that finally got them to change around and have Jagex, pretty much back the whole thing to YouTube and the whole fame thing going on there. Because before then, they'd never mentioned Excel, they never mentioned the Noob Show. They just pretty much filtered words like Google off, and I got banned for 3 years for saying YouTube at all in the game. So, kudos to him.
Yeah, he was, I guess, instrumental. Well, instrumental. He was just influential, I guess.
Yeah.
In, their
like the video
and
YouTube
I
savior.
think it was the perfect time. Yeah, I think, wow, 181,000. I had not been to his page in a while. But I think it was just the perfect time. Like, he was like, I guess, infamous, kind of, from having been one of the first popular ones, like the first mainstream popular YouTube, RuneScape YouTubers, and then having his channel closed and then coming back with Ninja. He just stopped making videos.
I heard he came back, and then after that, just nothing.
Yeah. He came back out of retirement twice and then went off. I don't know. Last time I spoke to him was on the Vent, and he was on WoW. I don't really remember what he was doing.
God,
I was never really friends with him.
It's like everybody goes to WoW.
Is that?
What?
Who went to
a lot of people did that.
Sky
But
G,
Skylar specifically, who we were talking
Max Boysen, Amber Meow,
Oh.
Excel.
After he quit RuneScape, he kind of kept to himself.
I don't know. He got videos from Warcraft, doesn't he? Or he just die off.
He took his friends from RuneGamer, and they kind of kept to themselves in their own channel.
Yeah. He never liked the fact that he got massively popular.
I don't see why he wouldn't like that.
He started the videos just fun and for his friends, and then when he got really popular and all the drama associated with that, he just what? Yeah.
That's what's
pretty
happening at the moment
much.
for poor Excel, I think. Jason. He's now said, he's hunted for a while. There's still idiots out there saying, oh man, we gotta make some videos.
It's obsessed with videos. Yeah, but Excel went somewhere with it though. He actually went to RuneFest and was listed on the runefest.com. That's more than most video makers say. That question, is it true he got lifetime membership out of that contest he did?
Yeah, I believe so.
Sweet. I wonder what that looks like. It's like 9999 for the days left.
Over 9,000 days.